What is up, guys? Welcome back to YouTube Burlick, and today we have a ranking of a band nobody knows about because, well, this is the record label of probably the greatest album of all time in views by Bolles Cream of Wheat. You should check them out. I'm definitely not in that band, No, really. Spotify link will be in the description, but that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm not ranking the Bolles Cream of Wheats because this is obviously going to be in first, but it's something else. So my record label that I have, that my band is obviously on, Wake Up Coffee Records. I don't know if that'll focus, but, we have this YouTube channel called Wake Up Coffee Records, and it also features the second band. It's called Cream of Wheat, and it has to do with outtakes and random projects that I have done. Mason and Zach are in it rarely, but it's mostly just me, and it's just 9 projects that I've done since 2020 when I made that record label. And it's just all 9 albums. They're only, well, there's a couple of CD versions, but most of them are just on the online. And yeah, it's a YouTube channel. You can't find them on streaming services, but yeah, it's the unofficial projects that I've done. It's either outtakes for actual Bolles Cream of Wheat albums, or it's just, again, random album projects. Let's get into that ranking. There's 9 of them. They're all horrible, but we're ranking them just for fun today because I don't have any other rankings to do at the moment. So yeah, let's get into it after the intro.
Hands up.
Alright guys, so that was the intro, and yeah, it's just my record label thing, Wake Up Coffee Records, and if anybody wants to reach out, you can join my record label if you're making small level music. Only got 2 artists on it, and they're both by me, so yeah. But again, this is really not my official stuff. This is just stuff that I do for fun, and I'm doing this ranking for fun too, since I didn't have anything else to do. And this album, coming into my number 9, this thing is basically a 0 out of 10, because it's some of the worst music you will ever hear, and I recommend listening to it, because you will be laughing almost the entire time. And that is 2020's Exodus. Yeah, this thing was released in the summer of 2020, and let me just say something right now. This is a horrible... I had this Slipknot cover of The Devil and I, but it's actually not even a cover because it was really just me dancing to it. I deleted it because of copyright issues. It, at a point, like when dislikes, you could see them, it had 2 likes to 7 dislikes. So that's pretty funny. And yeah, the 2 singles for this, which I call them singles because they're the ones that I post on YouTube earlier than the rest of the album and also do music videos for. Singles on this thing were TNT and Pushing Me Away. And those songs are pretty horrible. TNT is tolerable. Pushing Me Away is just like stomping and clapping to a Linkin Park song. Yeah, this thing's horrible. There's also a song with my cat biting my mom in the background. You can hear her screaming. And there's another song of me brushing my teeth, and it is really funny because it sounds like I'm vomiting. Honestly, this thing is fun, so that's why I gave it a 1.5 out of 10. But if it weren't for the fun factors, this thing is a straight up 0 out of 10. I'm glad I've grown farther than that. But again, none of this stuff is, even if the first 3 albums of Bolles Cream of Wheat aren't quality at all, this is going to be a level below that because it's just outtakes and stuff they do randomly for fun, like no songwriting progress, barely even a band, because again, Mason and Zach are only on like 1 song and album for these. Zach's not even on one of these until later on. So yeah, that's pretty bad. But coming up next, also from 2020, I have Time. This was released earlier in the summer of 2020, but I was cranking out albums here. So there's going to be a lot from 2020. Actually, out of the 9 unofficial Cream of Wheat releases, 5 of them are from 2020. So that's pretty crazy. But yeah, this album, it's pretty bad. There are 3 singles on it. Total Eclipse, which is actually, aside from a 15-second interlude at the beginning, is just A Cure for the Itch by Linkin Park. I Like Stealing. And then the other single, Devin Lopez, It's Alright. It's actually a Bolles Cream of Wheat song that made it to our debut that I just put on here. It's from Xylos' Home. And then Look at Each Other is System of a Down, the song Mind. You know the little intro at the beginning of it? It's like, it kind of sounds like a Tool song. It's like, look at each other. That's not even what he's saying. That's what I thought he was saying. Yeah, and it's just me doing that. That song also had a horrible dislike ratio. It had 3 likes to 5 dislikes. So people clearly didn't like it. The comments got turned off since then as well. There was a comment from a random guy that said this is horrible. I agree. I got some hate on it. And the deep cuts on this, some of the worst songs ever, except for one song on here. It's called Tel Aviv. Not Tel Aviv, Tel Aviv. It is the closer on this album. I recommend you listen to it because it's my cousin's favorite song. It's one of the greatest songs ever. I'll play a little clip of it.
From the world to the busyness of the street to the world of the business. I don't want to see. I don't listen when they say.
See? Yeah, it might be the worst song of all time. But it's probably also the funniest, so it has that. Coming up next here at number 7, this album was recorded in 2023 from some outtakes from the Animals Universe recordings are, let me find it, our third album, and also the worst Bolles Cream of Wheat album. It's pretty bad. But the outtakes are even worse. And yes, it features outtakes from that record. But it was actually just released, about 10 days ago. And it features all the outtakes from that album. It is Eli 36. My grandma made the artwork for it. That artwork is pretty sick. And you got the track list on the front cover. But I'm sorry to say, aside from the one single on this album, Searching for Water, and the elite cover artwork, I think I just spit. Aside from the cover artwork and the single, everything else on here is horrible. Like, honestly. There's a couple of songs Mason wrote that are pretty fun, but not really good. And there's a lot of interludes on here, a lot of short tracks that do nothing for me. And honestly, yeah, I did just release it on the Wake Up Coffee Records channel 2025, but it's really from 23. Because you'll notice, out of all these Cream of Wheat releases on Wake Up Coffee Records, most of them are from 2020. You got one from 21, one from 22, none from 23 because this was the thing being made, one from 24. So, yes, it's released in 2025, but I plan on making another Cream of Wheat release sometime this year, because this one really counts as the 23 one, because it's outtakes from Animals Universe. But yeah, so that's that. All those albums are basically 0 out of 10s, as most of the things on, actually everything on here is horrible, but some stuff later on, towards the top, has like a couple redeeming qualities, but again, none of this is good. None of Bolles Cream of Wheat is good. At least it was, good memories for me, but there's a couple tracks on Views that are good, so yeah, it's just a self-promotion video, but it actually is a lot of fun, and it kind of shows like my evolution through music a bit, and yeah, and since I'm on spring break, I was thinking like, I'll do a little ranking, and I'll probably do a CD haul in the next week, and still working on the King Crimson ranking, which I've been saying, but yes, I am, so, there's that. Yeah, coming up next here, at number 6, I have the debut, the first album, as it's titled online. This one actually does have CD prints. There's only 3 of them. And if you get it, it's actually called Fire by Cream of Wheat. Wow. I know. There are 3 singles on this album. Darts, Pride, and Fun Times, which Pride was a song that I did a while back, like in 2018. It's not good. Fun Times, I think, is actually a solid track. It's kind of catchy. Darts is horrible, too. Yeah, I don't know. And also, the production on this album makes your ears bleed. I recorded it on this thing called Volico, this kind of like rapping app, actually, when you can put beats. It's not a bad app, but the thing is, it adds like reverb to all your tracks with the setting I had it on because I didn't know how to work it. This was made in May 2020. So, yeah. And, yeah, so I didn't know how to work it. And then also, after that, I had to screen record it because I didn't know how to save audio as a video, so it was double reverbed, and whenever I would go, it would go, it was horrible. It makes your ears bleed. The production on it's horrible. There's maybe one okay track on here, but there's a solid, 5 0 out of 10s when there's not even anything funny about them. They're just bad. Sorry, but for the 3 people in the world that own this, despite how horrible it is, it got good reviews, because I was, a baby, and no one was going to be like, oh, that's horrible. It's really bad, though. Yeah, but it's this discography here from Cream of Wheat, the unofficial one, is just so bad that that's all I'm going to make you. Just on my sticky note for my notes. Coming up next from 2022, so a bit of a jump here. You got Four Quart, and honestly, I thought this was going to make it a bit farther up. There are 4 singles from this one. Too Fast, Crap Michael, Fun Corner, and Show Yourself. And honestly, I think all 4 of these songs are okay. They're not bad, they're not good, but they're okay songs. The problem is, they're all right there at the beginning, so after that, there's nothing. All of them are garage band songs, except for Fun Corner. That was Zach and I jamming. That's actually probably the best song in here. It's pretty fun. And yeah, honestly, this thing is just not very good either. There's a bunch of crappy deep cuts. And yeah, it's like a 3 out of 10. It's not very good. But you know what? Zach and I had fun on Fun Corner. That's why it's called that. So you know what? That's a redeemable song, I guess. You could argue. Coming in here at number 4, from 2021, the only release there, I have Chapter 9. This also is a CD for it. Yeah, this is the one of 2 CD copies for this. So, you know, this is pretty rare along with the first album. Yeah, from 2021, there's only 1 single release for this album, Learning. Yeah, and I'll just tell you something right now. I was mega into Tool. 10,000 Days was my jam, as you can tell. And it's called Chapter 9 because it's about 2020 and how bad it was for me. I didn't have 2020 that bad. I thought I had it bad, but, you know, probably the worst year of my life, and it really wasn't even that bad. We just lost power. Did you see that? Pretty crazy. We have actually a severe thunderstorm warning, despite there being no, clouds and just being really windy. That's why you guys can probably hear, it sounds like someone's getting murdered outside. But nope, it's just wind. Lights went out. Wow. Yeah, I was really into Tool. This thing here, actually, there's, 3 slips of paper, and it gets less and less as you keep turning the clear sheets. That's inspired from the Lateralis CD booklet. There's a pot cover on here of the Tool song that's horrible. There's a song called The Tool. I was really just into them, and you can tell. All the music on here is pretty bad, but it's the most full-fledged album. It has a concept. All the songs flow together pretty well, so despite nothing really being good on here, it's the most album-esque. And my thing just went there. It's the most album-esque out of all of these. They're basically mixtapes, actually. I know that's more of a rap term, but they really are. This is the most album out of all of these unofficial releases. Is there a tornado? The door just opened. Yep, the door just opened. This video is going great. I mean, for it being Cream of Wheat releases, kind of matches the theme. Alright guys, I had to pause there because there's a massive tornado outside. But anyways, yeah, Chapter 9 is the most album-esque out of all these, because they really are, at the end of the day, actually mixtapes, I guess I should be saying. But yeah, we move on to the top 3. This one is actually based off, the 5 people that I have listened to these Cream of Wheat releases, which you really don't have to. I want you to listen to Bolles Cream of Wheat views, though. This is probably the best reviewed, but in terms of my ranking, it falls at number 3. It's The Big Day from December 2020. 3 singles, I Know the Weather, Adam's Song, and On the Run / I Can Change. It is 2 different names. All 3 of the singles on here are actually pretty good. Adam's Song is just a Blink-182 cover. It's just me singing, me playing the bass, and the rest of it's just the actual original instrumental. But it's a solid track. I Know the Weather's pretty catchy. The music video version sounds horrible, but the actual just the official audio, people like that one. And On the Run's pretty catchy too. I think the 3 singles on here are fine. The deep cuts, though, not good at all. There's only 8 tracks in here, and the 5 deep cuts are terrible and forgettable. They're not even funny, so yeah. Honestly, even the singles on here really aren't that good. But they're tolerable, and Adam's Song is incredible, just not my version. Yeah, The Big Day, people like it, but it's probably just because of the singles, and it's a pretty short album, so you don't have to, hear a bunch of crap on it. Coming in at number 2, I have, yeah, sure, Eli 36 was released in 2025, so it's technically the most recent, but this is actually the most recent based off when it was recorded, just like how Let It Be for the Beatles was recorded before Abbey Road, but was released after. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this video with me having to stop because of the weather and the lights flashing off, but again, it makes sense considering the topic of this video. Coming in at number 2, I have Silent Era. 2024. There's 11 songs on here. 6 of them are singles. I've noticed here about the average for Cream of Wheat is 3 singles for an album. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes 2, 3, and 4. But the average is 3 because there's 2 with 1, a couple with 2, 1 with 4, and most of them have 3. But this one has 6 out of the 11 songs. And those singles are Criminal Girl, Pardon Me, Yoko Ono, Hostile, Make Me Bad, and Mason. Pardon Me and Make Me Bad are covers of songs. Make Me Bad's a Korn cover. Pardon Me is an Incubus cover. The Incubus song is a straight up 10 out of 10. One of my favorite songs ever. Their best song. My version is fine. I think my vocals are okay, and the instrumental is pretty good. But it's not a 10 out of 10. Like, their version is probably like a 6, my version. And Make Me Bad is a horrible Korn cover. I absolutely love that song. That one's close to a 10 out of 10 for me, but my cover is a 1. It's horribly produced, and honestly, it's horrible. I did it in one take. It's not good at all. And the single Mason, Mason did the vocals on. Wow. And he also wrote the song. I think it's a pretty good song. Criminal Girl, Yoko Ono, and Hostile, they're fine. And the deep cuts on here are really nothing. They were just made in GarageBand when I was sick. So yeah, the singles on here, some thought put into them. Some of them are decent. And that's why it's at number 2. Not because of the deep cuts. So the deep cuts are nothing. These are just unofficial releases that I just make for fun or outtakes. This one is made for fun. There's a couple of tracks on here, the singles that we worked on, and then I myself just did the deep cuts in GarageBand, like 5 minutes when I was sick. So coming in at number 1, when I had actually Judas Marbles and Gaming rank these albums, this was when I had 6. This was like 2-3 years ago. He put this one at last. And a lot of people put this one as at last. But I'm the one making it, so I guess my ranking's always going to be different, because this is like collective, like everybody, probably like the second or worst one. For me, it's the best by a lot. And that's 2020's Twilight. This thing was released about 2 weeks after the first album, or Fire, whatever you want to call it. If you own the physical copy, I guess you would want to call it Fire. But if you just listen to it online, which is everybody except for 3 people on Earth, then it's the first album. But yeah, Twilight it was made like in early June, late May, and it features one single on it, which is CEO, also called a bro jam for the ages. That is by far the best Cream of Wheat song, and it's not even close. And that is why this thing is at number 1. It's not because of anything else. CEO is like actually a really good song, and it is maybe one of 2 Cream of Wheat songs that features Zach on it. That and Fun Corner. I'm pretty sure that's it. Me and him doing dueling vocals. There's a guitar sample on there from a TV show, and it sounds pretty good. I think the song is actually pretty good. I'm cocky with my music, especially with that thing right there. But I know that this is all horrible. There go the lights again. Yeah. CEO pretty much carries this thing. There's a track on here. Also, that pretty much puts it out first, but also the track Pens is actually just a little excerpt of the song Sweet Pea by System of a Down. Might be stealing, as most of the songs on here are, but it's a good song because it's Sweet Pea by System of a Down, and there's some bad stuff on here. I remember there was this one song that I thought, that's pretty good when I made it. It's called Standing. That's me playing the guitar. It's the most out of tune, horrible guitar you've ever heard, and I'm singing like, I saw her there, just standing there. I tried to look stupid because that's probably what I looked like when I was singing that. It's really bad. And honestly, most of the stuff on this entire list is. But this album has CEO on it and has Pens on it. And also, it's really nostalgic of that time because it was summer 2020. And again, I was going to say, worst year of my life. The summer of 2020 was actually pretty fun. So, yeah. Pretty nostalgic of that. And honestly, it's just a little time capsule for me. And yeah, Cream of Wheat, my unofficial music. It might be just outtakes and random music whenever I feel like making it. But at the end of the day, it's really fun. And yeah, I mean, it just like, it shows the growth. It really does. And yeah, Cream of Wheat. Maybe another album will be released this year or a mixtape. But at the end of the day, Twilight is in first. But come on, Elite. Bandcamp is available. There's 6 left. Go get one.
Thanks for watching this video. Now look at this person. And again, thank you for watching today's video. Please like and subscribe, even though Burlick is bad. Anyways, bye.